Hello everyone, I hope you have a great and amazing day. Welcome to Bright Beginnings. Today we have a topic on endothermic and exothermic reactions. Let's get started. So what is chemical reaction? What do you think is a chemical reaction? Okay, so chemical reaction can be a reaction in which always a new substance is formed. So in chemical reaction, whatever happens, there's always a new substance has to be formed. This is what we observe. So as we can see in this image, there's an equation here, glucose plus oxygen gives us energy. So when glucose and oxygen combine, they give us energy with water and carbon dioxide. Understand? This is the equation here with the light. When the light comes and the carbon dioxide plus water, the oxygen and carbohydrate. So these are the form of energies. Carbohydrate is an energy form, while this is the oxygen, of course, what it's going to use to live, and carbon dioxide is also a food. Okay. Let's draw a spider diagram of the things we think indicates a reaction. 1 minute. We know a reaction has occurred when we observe, okay, a new substance is formed. Yeah, when a new substance is formed. And what else can we have it? Of a product. Yes, a new substance is like a product. And we know a reaction has occurred when we observe. Yes. That new substance, when it forms, is it in the same shape of what it was before? Yes. Because when a new substance is formed, for example, there is a solid, okay, and when it forms, will it be formed as a new solid or as a new liquid? That's also what we can observe in a chemical reaction. So there is different types of reaction. This is two of them. The types of reaction, there are two main types of reaction: exothermic and endothermic. Exothermic. In these reactions, the reaction releases heat into surroundings. So in this reaction, the heat is moved and transferred toward the surroundings. The heat is given towards the surrounding. So this will heat up the place. The temperature in the place will increase. That's what exothermic does. But on the other hand, endothermic, in these reactions, the reaction takes heat in from the surrounding. So endothermic will absorb heat. It will take in heat. This will result in the cool down of the place. So the place temperature will decrease. Here, we have heat. Number one, heat is given out in a combustion reaction. Fuel and oxygen are combined to produce carbon dioxide and water. So this is exothermic because heat is given out to the surrounding. These food cans self-heat. They self-heat the food they contain. So these can actually heat themselves without any heat source, like any fire, to the food to ensure that it's hot for people to eat. This is going to be endothermic because if it's saying that it's going to make it self-heat, the heat is going to absorb in it to make it heat. So it's of course going to be endothermic. In order to make ice cubes, water has to be cooled. Energy is taken away from it. This is an exothermic because the energy is taken away. So whenever it's taken away, meaning released into the surrounding, this is an exothermic. Okay, that's it for today. So we're going to be doing a quiz. Okay. If a chemical reaction is exothermic, the temperature would stay the same, increase or decrease. Exothermic reaction always releases the heat into the surroundings. So when it releases the heat into the surrounding, of course the temperature will increase. Exo means out or released. Exo means out. So the synonym of out is release. Give out. Which of the following is a sign that a chemical reaction has occurred? Melting, bubbles of gas appearing, change in shape, dissolving. Bubble of gas, yeah, it's one of, in that mind map, this can be also a point that bubbles of gas appear. This is also a point we should indicate. So in your mind map, please write bubbles of gas appear. Surrounding temperature gets warmer. Exothermic, because exothermic releases heat. So when the heat is released, the surrounding will become hot. That reaction usually feels cold. Endothermic, because heat is taken in, so it feels colder. What instrument would you use to detect an exothermic or endothermic reaction? Triple beam balance, ruler, or thermometer? It's a thermometer because thermometer is used to detect temperatures. So a drop and an increase in the temperature will tell us what if it's an exo or endo. Okay, the next question. The initial temperature was measured to be 20 degrees Celsius. 20 degrees Celsius. And the final temperature was 45 degrees Celsius. The reaction was exothermic because this object was to be measured as 20 degree, but it came to be 45, so the heat released into the surrounding. So the surrounding became hotter. The initial temperature was measured to be 20 degrees Celsius, and the final temperature was 10 degrees Celsius. The reaction was endothermic. Heat is taken in, so that object became cooler because the heat was taken in. Endo means in or released or absorbed. In an endothermic reaction, energy is absorbed or released. Energy is always absorbed in an endothermic reaction because it feels much cooler. So an endothermic reaction is the one which feels cooler, which takes in energy. That reaction usually feels hot. Exothermic reaction feels hot because energy is released to the surrounding. After you mix two substances together, then a new substance is formed. This is an example of a chemical or a physical. I said in the beginning that when a new substance is formed in a chemical reaction, always a new substance is formed. So it's a chemical change. Photosynthesis. Is it an endothermic reaction or is it an exothermic? It takes in heat, so it's an endothermic reaction because photosynthesis traps light. It takes in light. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you understood something. Comment down if you have a query, and bye-bye.